Dear students, I ask you to get closer to the screen. We are starting an English lesson under the theme The Greatest Gift for Parents. Aims of development: speaking skills, logical thoughts, creative skills. Objectives of our lesson: students will improve their first skills of learning, enrich their vocabulary with the phrases, and they will be able to respect their parents and learn about how to be the best child for them. My dears, do you like getting gifts? Okay, I also like gifts. And did you remember what was the last gift which you give to your parent? Okay, very good. And how do you think? What is the greatest gift for parents from their children? It's something beautiful. Maybe something tasty or something expensive. Yes, they are also good, but the best and the greatest gift for our parents are our respect, love for them, and our good upbringing, humanity. Our parents give us everything they can, and we must love, respect our parents for their efforts. It's our debt. My dears, today we will discuss, speak, and listen story about 3 women and their sons. 3 women were taking water from the well. Take water from the well, it's your first phrase. This is well, and these women were taking water from this well. Then women began praise their sons. Praise somebody is your second phrase. Women praise their sons. The first woman said, "My son is clever, handsome, strong." And the second woman said, "My son sings like a nightingale. He has a beautiful voice." And the third woman said nothing. She kept quiet. And the first and second woman asked her, "What can you say about your son?" And the third woman replied, "There's nothing special about him." And the women were carrying heavy buckets, and they felt tired. Feel tired, it's your next phrase. Feel tired. These women felt tired. And on this route, 3 boys ran out to meet somebody. These boys ran out to meet somebody. The first son showed some tricks and threw heavy stones. The second son stood middle of the road and began singing. He sang like a nightingale. The third son came to her mother and took the bucket, and he was carrying the bucket home. Carry the bucket, it's your next phrase. Carry the bucket. This boy was carrying the bucket home. And here an old man passed by and 2 women. It was very interesting for them to know whose son was the best, and they asked an old man to judge the sons. And an old man replied, "Where is your sons? I saw only one." And he pointed to the boy who was carrying the bucket. "Point to the boy." This old man pointed to the boy. The third son came to his mother and took the heavy buckets, and he was carrying the bucket home. Carry the bucket, it's your next phrase. Carry the bucket. This boy was carrying the bucket. And here an old man passed by. The first and second women. And here an old man passed by. And the woman asked him to judge whose son was the best. And an old man replied them, "Where is your sons? I saw only one." And he pointed to the boy who was carrying the heavy buckets. Point to the boy, it's your next phrase. An old man pointed to the boy. And dears, how do you think? What son was the best? And what son is the best child for his mother? Okay, I also think the third son was the best son for his mother. Yep. Boys and girls, now your eyes will rest and your ears will listen the text one more time. 3 women were taking water from the well. 2 women began to praise their sons. One woman said proudly, "My son is clever, strong, and handsome." The other woman said, "And my son sings like a nightingale. No one has such a voice." And the third woman stood nearby and kept quiet. "What can you say about your son?" asked the women. "What can I say?" said the woman. "There is nothing special about him." The women were going home carrying heavy buckets. On the way they stopped because they felt tired. Their hands hurt and their backs ached. Suddenly 3 boys ran out to meet them. The son of the first woman jumped over his head, walked on his hands, and threw heavy stones. The son of the second woman came into the middle of the road and sang like a nightingale and danced. The women looked at them with admiration, and the son of the third woman ran up to his mother, took the buckets and carried them home. It was interesting for the first 2 women to find out whose son was the best. An old man passed by. 2 women ran up to him and asked him to judge whose son was the better. The old man replied, "Where are your sons? I saw only one." And he pointed to the boy who was carrying the buckets. If you're ready, if you're rest, don't open your eyes, please. Close your eyes and we will listen this text one more time, but faster than before. Three women were taking water from the well. 2 women began to praise their sons. One woman said proudly, "My son is clever, strong, and handsome." The other woman said, "And my son sings like a nightingale. No one has such a voice." And the third woman stood nearby and kept quiet. "What can you say about your son?" asked the women. "What can I say?" said the woman. "There is nothing special about him." The women were going home carrying heavy buckets. On the way they stopped because they felt tired, their hands hurt and their backs ached. Suddenly, 3 boys ran out to meet them. The son of the first woman jumped over his head, walked on his hands and threw heavy stones. The son of the second woman came into the middle of the road and sang like a nightingale and danced. The women looked at them with admiration, and the son of the third woman ran up to his mother, took the buckets and carried them home. It was interesting for the first 2 women to find out whose son was the best. An old man passed by. 2 women ran up to him and asked him to judge whose son was better. The old man replied, "Where are your sons? I saw only one," and he pointed to the boy who was carrying the buckets. My dears, we already listened this story about 3 times. And now I want to know your own opinion. And how do you think why the first 2 sons didn't help to their mothers? And what's your opinion about the third son? Okay, it's very important to me to know your own opinion. And you must write your opinion on your copybooks and send me back by WhatsApp. Aim of our story was to learn us to be kind and to respect, to love and help to our parents every time, everywhere, in spite of situation. I believe and I hope that the story reach its aim. Let's watch the speech of celebrities about their mothers.
I didn't grow up in a life of privilege. I grew up in a very rough neighborhood in East Los Angeles, and this woman drove me 3 hours a day to a different school to show me a different opportunity.
I want to thank my mom, who's given me the strength to fight every single day to be who I want to be.
You have sacrificed so much for me to be able to live here and make my dreams come true.
The greatest woman on the planet is here tonight.
The most brave, beautiful woman I've ever known.
I'm proud of you and I love you.
I want to thank my mother.
I'd like to thank my mother.
Thank my mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, mom.
Thank you, Mama.
Mamá, esto es para ti. My mother, I love you.
I love you, Mom.
So I'd like to thank my mom.
Especially my mom. My mom.
My mom.
My mom.
My mother.
My mother, mi madre.
And the moral of the story is, listen to your mother.
Children, it's time to exercises. And we will do exercise in written form. You must write this exercise on your copybooks. Exercise 1. Put the words in right order. If you put the words in right order, you will get sentence. For example, 3 women from the well were taking water. 3 women were taking water from the well. Yeah? The others you will do by yourself. And next, ask questions to the sentence in the past simple tense. My dears, how do you remember? Our previous grammar theme was past simple tense, yeah? And with the helping of this exercise, we will revise our previous theme. You must ask questions to the sentence in the past simple. For example, did 3 boys run out to meet them? Yeah? Did 3 boys run out to meet them? It is question in the past simple. Okay, others you will do by yourself and write on your copybook. Our next task is collocations. You must connect the first column with the second, and you will get new phrases which we learn today. I will show the first. Take water from the well, yeah? From the well, and the others you will do by yourself. I believe that it's not very difficult for you because you already know all these phrases. Here we finish our lesson, and your homework is write of an opinion what son was the best and what is the best gift for our parents. Thank you for your attention, my dears. I spent a wonderful time with you, and see you next time. Bye bye.